welcome. We are together here on Smartness TV. Last time we have seen how to tell time in English when the bigger clockwise is in 12. And in this moment, I'm going to help you to remember telling time in English when the bigger clockwise it points at 12. But first, here we have examples. Who can tell me what time is it here? First, the smaller clockwise is points at 4. And the bigger clockwise points at 12. That's say it's 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock because the smaller clockwise points at 4 and the bigger clockwise points at 12. And we always know when the bigger clockwise points at 12 is o'clock. And here we have another examples. The smaller clockwise here is points at 7. And the bigger clockwise points at 12. What time is it? It's 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. And here, smaller clockwise points at 9. And the bigger clockwise points at 12. What time is it? It's 9 o'clock. Nine o'clock. Good. Just it was to help you to remind how to tell time when the bigger clockwise points at 12. And now we are going to study how to tell time when the bigger clockwise points at 6. Here we have an example. Here the bigger clockwise points at 6 and the smaller clockwise points at 1. Remember, the bigger clockwise is for counting the minutes and the smaller clockwise is for counting the hours. And here we begin by telling the minutes. And here, remember in fraction, here, this side is, how to read it in fraction is a half. And this is a half also. This is a half and this is a half. And here, on our watch, the bigger clockwise is in 6, is in a half. The reason why we are going to say it's a half past and we tell time. A half past, a half past 1. A half past 1. A half past 1. We begin by telling the minute, then we say the time. We look where is the smaller clockwise. Here is a half past 1. A half past 1. When smaller clockwise is in 1, the reason why we say past 1. And when the bigger clockwise is in 6, we always say is a half past. Another example here. The bigger clockwise is in 6. What time is it? Is a half. And we are going to see where is the smaller clockwise. The smaller clockwise is point in 5. A half past 5. A half past 5. Good. A half past 5. And here we have another example. Remember this, when the bigger clockwise point at 6, we always say a half past. Then we look where is the smaller clockwise. Here is a half past. Where is the smaller clockwise? Smaller clockwise point at 10. It's a half past 10. A half past 10. A half past 10. Remember this, when the bigger clockwise or the hands for minute point at 6, we always say a half past. A half past, because we always begin by telling the minutes, then we say past. A half past. The reason why here it's a half past 10. Good. And now we are going to study how to tell time when the bigger clockwise point at 3. When the bigger clockwise point at 3. How to tell time? Remember in fraction how to read this pattern from here. Here we read a quarter. A quarter. And this party of our circle here, we read again in fraction, we read a quarter. And here, on our watch, when the bigger clockwise point at 3, we say is a quarter past. A quarter past 1, because the smaller clockwise points at 1. A quarter past 1. A quarter past 1. A quarter past 1 because when the bigger clockwise point at 3, that's saying it's divide our circle in 4 equals parts. Divide our circle in 4 equals parts. That's saying here it was a half past, and here it is a quarter past. A quarter past 1. Good. Here we have another example. The bigger clockwise point at 3, we are going to say it's a quarter past. A quarter past, and we are going to see where is the smaller clockwise. The smaller clockwise point at 6. is a quarter past 6. A quarter past 6. A quarter past 6. Good. I always help you to remember this when the smaller clockwise point in the number. That is, remember this, the smaller clockwise is for counting the hours. And the bigger clockwise is for counting the minutes. And when the bigger clockwise points at 3, it's a quarter past. A quarter past, then we see where is the smaller clockwise. Here, the bigger clockwise points at 3. It's a quarter past. A quarter past. And I'm going to see where is the smaller clockwise. The smaller clockwise point at 12 is a quarter past 12. Good. A quarter past 12. Here we have exercise. You are going to do this exercise in your notebooks. You are going to have exercise in your notebooks. But first, remember this. When the bigger clockwise point at 6, it's a half past. And when the bigger clockwise point at 3 is a quarter past. Good. We are going to have this exercise. You are going to do in your notebooks. First, the bigger clockwise point at 6. What time is it? What time is it? It's a half past. Where is the smaller clockwise? A half past 3. A half past 3. Good. 5. Number 2. Where's the bigger clockwise? The bigger clockwise point at 3. And the smaller clockwise point at 6. It's a quarter past 6. A quarter past 6. Number 3. Where's the bigger clockwise? The bigger clockwise point at 6. And the smaller clockwise point at 9. What time is it? It's a half past 9. A half past 9. Good. And here, where is the bigger clockwise? Bigger clockwise point at 3. And the smaller clockwise point at 10. It's a quarter past 10. A quarter past 10. A quarter past 10. Good. Remember this. When the bigger clockwise points at 12, we say the time is o'clock. And when the bigger clockwise points at 6, we always say it's a half past. Then we see where is the smaller clockwise. And when the bigger clockwise point at 3, we say a quarter past, then we see where is the smaller clockwise. Thank you very much. The next time we will see how to say the time when the bigger clockwise point at 9 and when the bigger clockwise points in 1, in 10, in 2, and so on. Thank you very much. Don't forget subscription. We have for you many different lessons. We are together, and you have to invite all children. We'll teach you, will help you for any different lesson. Will help you. Thank you very much.